Thanks for taking the time to watch this presentation on safety and security for HKI staff. This is approximately 20 minutes in length and is intended to give all staff an introduction to HKI's safety and security resources and to your responsibilities in keeping yourself, your colleagues, and our offices safe. In recent years, many of the regions in which HKI works have become increasingly unstable, and HKI staff and their families may be subject to a wide range of safety and security risks in the course of their work, travel, day-to-day activities, and home life. This presentation pertains to HKI's global security context, systems, and supports, and the information reviewed here must be supplemented by the specific guidance provided by your local office. Specifically, this presentation will cover the key documents and resources that guide our safety and security efforts, a review of the types of risks that HKI staff and offices face, and HKI's and your own responsibilities related to safety and security. Following this presentation, if you have questions or concerns about the content, your office's safety, or your own personal safety, please address these to your supervisor, a senior staff member, or your country director. The Global Policies page on the HKI KellerNet hosts the HKI Safety and Security Manual. This manual pertains to the entire organization and does not speak to the environment in any one country. Its content includes HKI's safety and security policies, and over the next few slides, we will review some of these key messages. HKI's commitment to safety and security and the minimum operating security standards that it strives to maintain. In regards to safety and security, HKI is committed to preparing staff and offices to manage risks, to maintaining the necessary systems and supports, and to taking safety into consideration for all our operations and programs. HKI's safety and security approach, which is one of acceptance and prevention. In locations where HKI's offices or programs, we seek acceptance by establishing relationships with local leaders and institutions. We behave and operate in a way that is culturally sensitive, and we demonstrate respect for the local laws and authorities. Life over property. HKI has a policy of life over property, meaning that at all times staff must place their own safety and that of their colleagues first before protecting HKI's property or assets, such as vehicles or cash. At no time should a staff person put his or her own self or the life of others in unnecessary danger for the benefit of the organization. Restricting staff movement. HKI retains the right to evacuate a staff person and his and her dependents or prevent the movement of staff if we feel that the situation warrants such an action. HKI's responsibility vis-a-vis program partners. It's the practice of HKI to take into consideration the security needs of partners with whom we implement our program activities, and to carefully plan for any situations in which partners or recipients are put at risk. Responding to security events. HKI routinely takes into consideration the security policies and position of the U.S. government, United Nations, USAID, and other NGOs in the environments where we work. However, HKI ultimately bases its security-related decisions on the specific situations and circumstances we are facing and the effect on HKI staff and our programs. In addition to these and other policies, the Safety and Security Manual outlines staff, roles and responsibilities, management steps related to activities, incidents, and crises, the information and resources available to staff, and our orientation and communication efforts to help ensure staff are well informed and aware at all times. The KellerNet also includes our most recent security plans. A security plan exists for each country office, outlining the specific environment and risks of the office and providing staff with any necessary guidance in areas that include political and civil unrest, office security, transportation safety, asset security, and others. Country offices also maintain a visitor's guide for staff, interns, and others who are traveling into that country. This document typically includes information on trip planning, arrival and departure support, practical information on transportation, money, hotels and restaurants, cultural considerations, healthcare information, and tips on visiting local sightseeing attractions. These guides are located on the travel management site of the KellerNet. The KellerNet Safety and Security site also includes the Country Office Security Status and Communications page, with the current security status of all offices and travel or program restrictions that are in effect, and recent security-related announcements that pertain to areas in which HKI works. The Country Office Security Toolkit page in the KellerNet hosts materials that offices can use to enhance their own security planning and readiness efforts. This toolkit is available in both English and French. If you have any questions on HKI's Safety and Security Manual or resources, be sure to contact a senior staff member, your country director, or the Global Operations staff. HKI works in over 20 countries around the world, and the risks we face vary greatly. Many staff work in larger offices in very big cities, while many others work in smaller cities, perhaps traveling around to tiny communities or villages as well. Some of our locations are politically and socially very stable, while others are subject to uncertainties, frequent disruptions, and violence. The range of risks we must accept and prepare for is broad, and over the next few slides, we'll review some of these risk areas. Civil and political risks. HKI does not work in war zones, yet the increasing instability of much of the world is having a great impact on the work of many of our offices. Acts of terrorism, movements associated with refugees, and elections and political battles all need to be considered in our operations and programs. To maximize staff safety and security, it's very important that staff stay informed about the political or civil security risks that exist for their office and adhere to any travel or movement restrictions that the country office management has put in place. Additionally, staff are not to participate in political events or demonstrations during working hours. Project implementation and partner risks. Much of the work of HKI takes place in settings far from our main country office. The planning and implementation of program activities must take into account issues such as, are there groups that are politically or socially active that we must take into consideration in order to conduct our project activities? How is HKI perceived by local authorities and other key civic groups? Does this offer any advantages or disadvantages for our work? Do the staff of our subrecipients or partners face risks in performing project activities for us? Are there staff that must carry cash or other valuables to the field? And if so, what measures do we need to take to ensure their safety? And what communication procedures do we need to ensure we are in touch with staff who are traveling to the field? Staff are encouraged to play an active role in planning for these and similar risks, and to seek support from the regional directors or global operations staff when necessary. Office risks. Risks associated with our offices included those related to thefts or unauthorized access, which can pose a threat to staff. It's important that all staff play a role in maintaining the safety and security of their office by adhering to any office guidelines related to operating hours, entering and leaving the facility, and visitors. For example, visitors to the office may be asked to sign in and be accompanied at all times during their visit, or staff may not be allowed in the office on weekends without prior approval. Fire and electrical risks. HKI offices are also at risk of fires due to poor wiring or building construction quality, overloaded electrical circuits, or improper storage of petrol for vehicles or generators. It's important that staff be familiar with the emergency fire exit options from their office building and adhere to all fire safety procedures. Transportation risks. Many HKI staff routinely travel by plane, vehicle, motorbike, or boat and are at risk for accidents, crime, and potential hijackings. Road travel must be thoroughly planned to account for road conditions, roadblocks, or other police military activities along a route. And staff must plan to ensure travel does not happen after dark. Overnight lodging must be safe and comfortable for staff. Vehicles must be well maintained and stocked with emergency supplies. For staff riding motorbikes, it's mandatory that they wear a helmet. The HKI Vehicle Manual includes a range of guidance related to safe vehicle travel and the proper response to vehicle incidents. Careful consideration also must be made when traveling by plane or by boat. The safety record of airlines and boat operations must be taken into account when planning travel. For domestic travel, it's important that your supervisor knows your travel details in case of an emergency. For international travel, staff should send a copy of their itinerary to travel@hki.org and be sure to carry a copy of their HKI Travel Assistance Provider Emergency ID card. Asset and information management risks. HKI's assets include our furniture, computers, vehicles, important papers and records, and our electronic files and data. Our offices strive to minimize risks to our assets as outlined in their security plans with procedures to secure important papers and regularly back up critical files and data. Staff must adhere to all procedures designed to safeguard HKI's assets. They must take reasonable precautions to protect equipment and data in their care, including steps such as keeping items and vehicles locked when not in use, minimizing the visibility of important or expensive equipment, and taking care when transferring data with USB keys. In addition, HKI staff are reminded to never put HKI property before their own personal safety. Natural disaster risks. Some HKI offices are located in areas prone to natural disasters. Staff must adhere to any local preparations that are designed for earthquakes, floods, cyclones, mudslides, or other such events. These events often strike with no warning, and it's important that staff be aware of and follow any office communication protocols that exist to keep staff safe and in touch following a natural disaster. Epidemics risks. Risks associated with public health epidemics, such as Ebola or a pandemic flu, can pose a major threat to staff, their families, and an entire community. Fortunately, instances of epidemics are rare. However, when they do arise, a comprehensive and coordinated response is key to keeping staff and families safe. We now turn to your responsibilities in regards to safety and security and to what we call our duty of care. Our duty of care is HKI's responsibility to take reasonable measures to ensure that our staff and associates are adequately prepared and supported in regards to their work for HKI, and that they're informed of any safety and security risks associated with their work. Performing our duty of care involves work at all levels of HKI. At the top level of the organization, HKI senior management maintains policies, procedures, and resources to guide and support the safety and security of staff. The role of the country and regional office in performing our duty of care is vital and includes ensuring office security plans are up to date, maintaining an informed and vigilant atmosphere, taking a thorough approach to security planning for program activities, and responding appropriately to incidents and their aftermath. Global operations and HR staff at the U.S. office maintain the Safety and Security Manual and other security resources on the Kellernet. They support offices and travelers in their decision-making related to movement and program activities. As a member of staff, you play an important role in maintaining your own safety and the safety and security of your colleagues as well. Do not put yourself or other HKI staff at risk. You must maintain situational awareness and pay attention to your surroundings, being sensitive to changes in them and adapting your behavior accordingly. Observe all relevant local laws and adhere to HKI policies and procedures such as those related to travel safety and safe movement. For more detailed personal safety and security guidance, see the Personal Safety Appendix in the HKI Safety and Security Manual. We also ask that you take an active role in helping us maintain and improve our systems. Remain responsible, informed, and alert in regards to security at all times, reporting concerns to supervisors or the local office leadership. Report all safety and security incidents to your supervisor in accordance with your office policies and procedures. Keep your own personal information up to date with your office management. And always remember, the duty of care is responsibility in which we all must participate. We hope this presentation was a useful summary of HKI's safety and security systems and supports. It's your responsibility to review the many resources that HKI has in this area and maintain safety and security as an ongoing dialogue with your supervisor and with your country director. Your suggestions for improving HKI's performance in this area are always welcome, either through your country director or through global operations staff in the U.S. office.